May I please welcome today's speaker, Dr. Prabhu Mishra, who has marked his own place with this continuous efforts in the field of stem cells and anti-aging in India, and is today not just recognized nationally, but also internationally for his endeavors. He is President, CEO, and founder of StemGen Therapeutics, Managing Director of StemMax Research and Therapeutics Private Limited, and holds various positions of President or Founder President and Ex-Secretary General in the reputed organizations of India, which are related to stem cell and anti-aging foundations. Well, the interesting part of his career journey is that he started his career by being a graduate in chemistry honors in 2003. And if I tell you about his career timeline, he moved on to do a PG diploma in cheminformatics. Then he did a diploma in molecular and biochemical technology. He moved on to focusing on stem cell technology and did a master's in that, after which he achieved his PhD and did various certificate courses in stem cell and regenerative medicine from Athens, a stem cell advanced course from Pasteur Institute, France. He did introductory course on translational medicine from Rochester University and certificate course in nanomedicine, after which he moved on to do MBA from Institute of Berlin, Germany. And with this, Dr. Prabhu Mishra, may I please welcome you for today's webinar. And I will start asking you questions about your career journey just now. So there you go.
Thank you, Dr. Nidhi, for wonderful introduction. First of all, I would like to congratulate Prof. Redena for having this wonderful academic platform. It's not just for students, it's for everyone, academician, industrialist, on the startup entrepreneurs, bio-innovators. So this is the great academic platform, and heartiest congratulations to Prof. Redena. And apart from that, I'm congratulating entire team to handling this beautiful platform and making this successful venture. And apart from that, the most important part, those who have introduced this organization to me, Dr. Suresh Kalingi. He is my teacher also, so my best regards to him, and I'm very much thankful to him to make me introduce with Prof. Redana and entire team to get up with this venture. Thank you, Dr. Nidhi.
Thank you so much, Dr. Prabhu. And with commencing of this webinar, may I now project the very first question which pops in my mind after reading your career, timeline is, what influenced your decisions from going from being a graduate in chemistry honors to being an entrepreneur in stem cell therapy field?
Thank you, Dr. Nazi. Yes. See, if you'll see, the biotechnology and biomedical sector has been creating a lot of enthusiasm, if not hype, but for over a decade and more than 3 decades, we can say now. Even if you'll see the experts' comments from the Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg or the Google CEO like Larry Page, they all are shifting their interest towards this biomedical science, like artificial intelligence. And apart from that, bio is compatible with omics, artificial intelligence, and the nanoparticles based like lithography and others. So machine learning, IT, robotics, renewable energy. So these all making this science like everything is runs all around the human bodies. Whatever we do, from the cosmetics to hair transplant to the any market, this is all runs all around our living identity called Homo sapiens. So this is the play game. So I thought, like, if something which can be rejuvenated, if whatever we lost, like I had observed, like in early days, some of the devastated disease like multiple sclerosis, or those who require the knee replacement alternative, or the diabetes, these all are the major common diseases in our society. So I thought, if these things can be regenerated, repaired. So because in that time stem cell was just like one chapter, even half a chapter in master program. So it makes my interest, and tissue engineering was one chapter. So for collagen engineering and all, and Dr. Ghosh was working in IIT Delhi. So it was some of the articles I read, and it made my interest, shift your career towards that, and it will be really like a amazing thing. And after that, it's more than 13 years now in this field, and long journey now. You are not audible.
There it is. I'm sorry about that. So I see that you pursued a lot of courses along the way to expertise, to gain that expertise in stem cell field. And like anytime, because I've seen students struggling with, jumping from one course to different course, they feel very insecure while doing it. So anytime along the journey, did you feel that whatever you're doing is not enough and you need more? And when did you know when to stop and start your own career?
See, when I have started my career as on my early days. Even I was teaching in Akash Institute as well when I was pursuing my master. So even if you'll see, like I have made their chemistry study material for Akash. So since beginning, I thought let's learning when you are teaching the best, because there is a motivation, like you are more focused, you have to teach something to your students, those who are coming to the future for the country and for the world, for the humankind. So you are more focused towards them, even if you are studying for yourself and you are teaching to them. So uh, from the very beginning I was focused, like, no, earning and learning both should be a continuous process. And the learning, life is a journey of learning, it never stops. So that's why made me like shift from the chemical science, from the chemistry, to the hardcore clinical part of this regenerative medicine. So it made me like, it's a continuous process. We thought, because career is everywhere, even in the chemistry requires, even if you'll see the Nobel Prize of this year in chemistry, that's to the genome editing. So chemistry and the life, this is all are connecting. That's why we call it, it's a mystery of the life is the chemistry. So that's why, so from the shift of interest, whatever the application is required in daily life, we can choose as a career. And learning is a journey. And if someone is thinking, no, I graduated in life sciences, I graduated in biochemistry, I graduated in mathematics, I cannot, or physics, I cannot make the career in the stem cell, regenerative medicine, nanoscience. No, it's not like that. Whatever is your interest area, anyone can. See, even I am doing master right now after the settling of my country, because in that time there was no stem cells and regenerative medicine courses in our time. And recently, a few of the universities in India have started molecular medicine and stem cell and regenerative medicine courses. And last year, I have joined this MSc molecular medicine and stem cell regenerative medicine regular course with Amity University. So it's a
Wow.
learning is a continuous process.
Yes, so definitely one should not be scared of pursuing something new, but definitely dedicate oneself to that learning process and embrace it to get the benefit out of it. And so since we're talking about the courses that you did over a span of time, and I see that you've gone to different places to do them, from Athens to France and then to San Diego, and then so I wanted to ask, because many students find it very difficult to envision that kind of transferring from one institute to institute, and that too from abroad countries. So how difficult is that process when you're trying to take up these courses in different countries, and is it like very much easy to avail these opportunities for Indian students?
See, many courses nowadays, it's not like that you have to go there. Many courses are
Mhm.
very nice platform is available, like Coursera and other online learning platform.
Mhm.
These all are, no doubt. See, if we all have the master or PhD level of the degree, even we don't have the credit courses, these all institutions runs like a non-credit courses. But learning is something different than the earning the credit. Whatever we did the master and the doctorate degree, we have already earned the credit of the highest qualifications. So doctorate is the, we can say, like a highest qualification system
Yes.
in any of the mode. So we, if we all have the earned the doctoral degree, then after that this is all a learning process. So many Coursera have the many course platform, and Eduvise, Upgrade, this kind of educational platform is very much providing this kind of short courses. And this is really amazing and very, like, the way they made the video, the way they made the course content, because these all new sciences are coming, and they also ask for the assignment. This assignment should be the novel, like, see, even in our master, what's the biotech, originally the concept was to start the incubator inside the university. At least there should be some, like new education system came, there should be some modification, and under the guidance of Prof Redena and other such kind of dignitaries, then like they should mandatorily, instead of industrial 6-month training, there should be mandatory. If you are not coming up with your one patent or one innovative idea, you will not get your MSc degree. This kind of system will incorporate, like, no doubt, the rationale of the percentage of the master degree student will fall down a little bit, initially for 1 or 2 days per year or 3 year. But it's a people will, we all acclimatize, we all adopt the new culture very fast. So people will set their mindset, no, we have to innovate something, and will, so we can increase our incubator. And I always tell all of the youngsters, all of the friends, none of the work is small or large. Many career scopes, like they can choose from the medical tourism, they do not need to depend on their parents. Nowadays it's the era of IT, marketing, communication, means is very different. Now it's not like that. Earlier you have to send your pamphlet or have the field sales boy to reach there and there. Nowadays, if you have the good graphic design or something, you can post on your social media, you can start a medical tourism company overnight. So like you have, it's like a healthcare facilitation to earn the money, like you are studying, and if you have connect, you just go to the hospital, tell them I'll bring the patient to you. Anyone, if you are contributing the revenue to any organization, they all welcomes. So you can talk to them, to your expertise. If you are in life science, you are very much fluent with some of the anatomy, physiology, so you can counsel them about the disease. Okay, this liver transplant is available in this hospital in India, this is the doctor, this is the way. So they can establish with a medical tourism, and they pay very handsome amount, 20 to 30%, 40% of the total net revenue generated, and they can make their own money, and they can make their own initial capital amount, and that capital they can further go for their research, or they can make their companies and their entrepreneurship, and they can even go for the higher studies. They can
Right.
apply.
Absolutely. And Dr. Prabhu, since you mentioned about these online learning platforms in the beginning of your answer, like Coursera, um, with this, COVID era, everything went online. And how much do you think are these courses, offer credibility? Like Coursera is a good platform. It has been there for a long time. Now, many new platforms also popped up. So, are these online courses equally credible as you taking them in person in an institute or anywhere else?
See, none of them can replace the institution-based learning.
Mhm.
Definitely,
Yes, yes,
institution-based learning always is more credible, because there is some lack. What we have observed with through long experience, like in Coursera and all, there should be some of the eligibility criteria.
right.
This is lack, but because their objective is to make the learn to this platform for everyone, this is their USP. But the thing is, the simultaneously there should be some of the eligibility criteria. Like nowadays, many of them are claiming they studied like history honors, they did some nutrition courses, and they are claiming themselves like they are dietitian, they are nutritionists. They do some courses on neuroscience. They claim like a neuroscience scientist. No, this platform is, it's very clearly written. These are non-credit courses. This cannot be counted as a regular academic degree, but for your learning, what you have learned, they are providing the certificate. So for enhancing the knowledge, the thing is, see, if we all have the master degree or PhD degree, and then if we have learned something new idea, let's say nanomedicine is very good course by this Israel Technion they are providing on. I'm just giving you an idea. Someone have the interest area to make the learn about the advances in lithography or the nanomedicine, or the making some of the products on that. That means they can learn through that courses, but they can implement it into their further research. So the thing is objective, and how to use this kind of course in your personal practice, personal research. This is the way this platform helps.
Right. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much for this clarification, because many students, they always ask these questions whether to, take these courses, like only these courses, which is definitely not this should not be the aim, that to obtain these online education. Yeah. So now we've talked about the courses that you took and where and how, why did you feel that is important. Now coming on to your decision of being an entrepreneur. So why and how did you start your own entrepreneurship journey?
See, it's a very difficult question, but it's a, when we have started, I told you, like, from the very initial mindset, I thought, like, biotech career in our time, we all know, like, the technical assistant or research assistant after doing the MSc was 6,000 rupees. And we all worked with so hard with the 6,000 rupees for what we did for MSc level. And in that time, the IT was on the boom. The call center people were getting 20,000, 30,000 rupees. I said, they are simply 12th pass, higher secondary, and they are getting 30,000. We did master, we did post this all chemoinformatics in silico drug designing, this kind of course, and we are getting 6,000 rupees. No, it's a better to start something your own. So this is how I thought, like, no, the primarily let's start with something innovative, because when you start as a innovative, there should be some of the unique concept in the projects. And I thought, because stem cell therapy was still like not much applicable, because the lack of the regulatory strong regulations, and
Yeah.
a very primitive field. So we thought, for the career prospects, this stem cell research and therapeutics is the better to choose, because it made my interest as well, because most of the indications, most of the degenerative conditions still are the challenge for treatment, from the top to bottom of the study, from let's say any disease. If you will see the neurological disease like cerebral palsy, spinal cord injuries, stroke, cerebral ataxia, autism, muscular dystrophy, dementia, Parkinson, Alzheimer, multiple sclerosis, and as bottom will go, like pulmonary fibrosis, emphysema, or sarcoidosis, or either like gut disease like Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, liver cirrhosis, type 1 diabetes, then many other cancers, then even autoimmune conditions like ankylosing spondylitis, psoriasis, systemic lupus erythematosus. Choose any area, skin, bone, even in heart, like can we do alternative of a stent or bypass thing like ischemic cardiomyopathy or dilated cardiomyopathy. These all indications, can we replace the surgery? Can we, when we cannot replace, can we minimize? Can we do the minimize the number of knee replacement, hip replacement? So these all were the objective behind the thought. Can we do something for this kind of direct applications? Our company expertise is basically we are working in infertility.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
infertility was initially, everyone was joking when I have started, Prabhu, your country is having this 1.20 billion populations. Why you are working in infertility instead with stem cells? Because premature ovarian failure is one of the indications where the ovary doesn't form, stop formation of the follicles. So there is only two, three options. People have to go for the donor egg, or either they have to go for the adoption or the surrogacy. So these
Right.
are the only three. And in most of the society, people doesn't say like, I'll not go for adoption or the surrogacy or either the donor egg, because it's not biologically, they are not own child. They are just like they are fertilizing in vitro with someone else's sperm. So we thought it's better to, why not to rejuvenate this ovarian follicles, and till date more than 300 patients at our all associated doctors and centers we did. And as the ratio of 54.68%, we delivered baby successfully. So we have, this is our innovative projects. We take the bone marrow from the iliac crest by orthopedic surgeon, then we process into the lab a specific population of stem cells and inject into the ovary by laparoscopic or the transvaginal injections. And after 2 to 6 weeks, ovulations starts, so the folliculogenesis happens. So this all we did. And many other indications like thin endometrium is one of the indication, Asherman syndrome, non-obstructive azoospermia. So these all made us like start this journey. And once we have started with a very small setup in Delhi, telling you very frankly, we partner with one hospital. I named that Dr. Sarda Jain is a gynecologist, very popular name. So we started, we partner with them, and they have initially supported me like anything. Prabhu, we support the science. And why I'm telling this, why I'm sharing this, like, sometimes we need the teams, and always we need the team to begin something, either our PhD boss or either our, wherever we are going to apply. So clinical doctor, this is one of the great area, because wherever the IVF lab, biotechnology is the huge demand nowadays, because many centers wherever they are practicing IVF, they need the molecular biologist, because they do the DNA fragmentation for their sperm, they do the Y chromosome micro deletion test. So these all things, even they need the, so if any biotechnology is doing some 3 months, 2 months, 1 month training in the embryology, they can work for their embryology lab. So these all things are very important. All IVF lab somehow require molecular biologist or the biotechnologist or biomedical science graduate or microbiologist. These are
Mhm.
one of the career aspects for IVF lab. We are not targeting those who have some basic cell culture training or basic centrifuge there, then have the idea about the some of the transfusion medicine or the basic laboratory like centrifuge handling and the CO2 incubator. Majorly orthopedic surgeon are hiring nowadays, because they all do the platelet rich plasma. They are taking the bone marrow, and biotechnologists process the bone marrow aspirated concentrate. So we always target company. No, these all individual doctors, those who are practicing regenerative medicine, is another great area of career, because
Yeah.
they are totally dependent on that person.
Right. That's definitely true. And like in the list of questions that was asked from the students to ask you, majorly many of them had asked this question as to what are the steps involved in starting your own company. Like if you have a plan, you want to have your own startup, you want to have your own company. So how do you start that process? What are the steps involved? If you could just throw some light on that.
Yeah, sure. See, first of all, the idea behind that is very important,
Mhm.
because we should never, whatever the idea, it should be your own. It should be your within. It's because that's a driver. That inner force is always drive you, because if you, because business you cannot run on the copied ideas. So it should be like, that's why we always call those who are pursuing the master. This 6 month is not just for passing the time. Oh, now my exam is over after third semester. No, now your life exam has started. Feel that you have only 1 month. Those who are in third semester this time, feel just 1 month you are having for your book exam. After that, life exam is going to start. And these 4 months, Jan to May, April, May, is your real challenge. This decides where you are going, where you are shifting your career, because these 4 5 months make you decide where you will enroute yourself. Even you are doing PhD, it should be your own idea. Go, because this system should be changed. Go and propose to doctors, respected professors, like, sir, I have this kind of idea, can we work together? This kind of system should be in frame. And if you have some of the idea at your master level in these 3 4 months, start your startup. Even, or even you cannot think, see the challenges in the society, what the challenges this COVID have given. Why we are not prepared with the PPE kits even? Can we have some robotic system to generate the high through output of the PP without giving this 6 layer, 8 layers? Can we have, because 6 layer is increasing the cost, can we have some lithography based, nanoparticle based, liposomal based? These all things make us like, what any challenges brings the several opportunities, thousand of opportunities. So first, the primary factor is your driver, that is your thought process, what you are thinking. And after 20, and whom you are compared with. I always say, first of all, driver is your within, but compare always with like the top peoples. You cannot take the advice from the Toyota's driver if you are dreaming for the Rolls Royce. This is a very popular quote, and I always tell everyone, this should be in your life, this should be in your, because these all young minds is a growing age, and this is the every cellular differentiation is on the top. So anything you can do, it can obtain, like we call in stem cells, like cell differentiate, like anything, it form teratoma. So you should form the teratoma in your work. It should be the overloaded. It should be like a network, machine network, the neural network. So make your thought like that, where what my destination is endless, and it's a life is limit. You have to set your benchmark. So second is set your benchmark where you are seeing yourself. And the third and most important is the finances. No doubt that finances part, you can slow gradually. Many venture capitalists are available nowadays. If you have an amazing idea, if you have protected your idea by trademark or patent, many VC venture capitalists, but we always called it venture capitalist. Nowadays is a vulture capitalist. So don't ever, so sometimes you have to safeguard your this project by filing the trademark, by filing the provisional patent, because sometimes you are lacking of the data. So you thought, no, I'll not go for the patent. You can have the 1 year time frame for final patent as well as the final submission of the patent data and the provisional patent. So file the provisional patent. And academic fees is very, you can approach any of the society or any of the professor. Even if you are losing your 5% of 10% of your patent rights, give to the senior prof. They are not going to compete you, they will guide you. And that 10% is not, that 10% is your opportunity, and it's a fee for your platform, it's a fee for your lifetime mentorship. So choose them wisely. Choose, go to any senior respected prof and choose that platform. That platform value is losing the 10% right trillion time more than that losing that 10% of your IP rights of as a beginners. So choose them. These all selections of mentors is very important. And fifth and most important factor is executions, because executions, money is everywhere, you know. Investing 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, and 50 lakhs, a crore rupees in country like India, if you have the novel idea, if you file the initial patent, you will get just float one post of your project inserts on the social platform like a LinkedIn or the many Facebook groups. You will get many queries. And this kind of, and that's how we have started this program, like accelerate anusandhan. We do what we do in accelerate anusandhan. This 5 year we are running this. Every year in June we do annual congress. This year it was supposed to be sixth annual conference on regenerative medicine. Now it's scheduled in June, 10 to 13th June. We invite and this accelerate innovation we do at annual day of our company, that is the 24th of September. So this 24th of September every year we do small events. We invite major institutions, all students to present their poster, and the top three posters we award them if their project is selected as first prize, either they want to do the PhD at our organization. We sponsor and we pay even 35,000 rupees per month as their fellowship for their PhD. They can join anywhere in the world. I will pay the fees for their PhD, one topper students, and other two, the second and third, we fund some of the little bit amount to push them, to support them, to ignite their projects. So this way, we all invite many poster presentation, and every year we receive like 100 of the posters, and it even gives idea to us where we are going, where this shift. So this kind of many organizations should start this kind of program, and many institutions are doing this kind of poster presentation. But we should simultaneously, along with the poster, we should ignite the young bents of the mind.
Right, and this is an incredible opportunity that you have put forward for the students and for our audience who is attending the webinar today. And I hope the audience has made a note of what Dr. Prabhu Mishra does every year to fund the PhD students, the deserving PhD students, with their continued interest in pursuing a PhD. And with this, Dr. Prabhu, may I ask you, what were the challenges that you faced when you started your own company?
See, most of the challenges, because our area of work was, very challengeable, because it was regenerative medicine. Because sometimes what happened, you must be thinking like, what is so unique about regenerative medicine? This is the primary question coming to the mind. Let's say, to put in a simple way, like traditional medicine and therapeutics basically treat the symptoms of the disease. This is what was the thought behind that. In contrast, regenerative medicine aims to treat the underlying cause of a disease. So traditional pharmacological approaches have been incredibly successful in treating various acute and chronic disease and disorders. But with time, those discoveries also enhanced our understanding of the underlying mechanism of disease and consequently led to innovative therapies that focus the addressing the cause of the disease instead of just treating symptoms. But millions of patients still suffer from disease for which there is no treatment at all.
Right.
So That's why this was the idea behind that. The primary was the choosing this area, regenerative medicine, because regenerative medicine is not only PRP therapy or stem cell or bone marrow transplant. It contains cellular therapy, gene therapy, biological devices, xenotransplantation, molecular medicine, these all things. So first challenges is choosing the field was very challengeable because still the lack of law. So regulatory is the major challenge. Then bringing a lab is another big investment because the minimum CGMP compliance laboratory is costing around 50 lakhs to 1 crore rupees. So we partnered initially. We brought doctors, like in our initially I did the medical tourism. I did I have started some of the training programs to get the some of the initial backup funds to put into the lab. So this all we have started, so funding. But later, after 1 year, uh, funding was not a problem for us. We got many of the people were showing the interest for stem cell therapy, and through our centers we have got treatment done of many patients. So that's how initial capital have been generated. And the third challenges was the like stem cell trained staff. Still there is a lack of stem cell training, hardcore training of the stem cells. So stem cell trained staff is another area challenges. So that's why we always called it, this field have huge potential at any level. That's why this kind of courses, people should opt for that, because it's not only in India, everywhere in the world. And the best part is, main not only orthopedic and this one, everywhere in the world regenerative medicine is going to boom everywhere in the world. And many of the area, thousands of disease, and it choose any area, orthopedic, gynecology, obstetrician, urology, everywhere is the area applications of the regenerative medicine. And the another challenges, see, challenges is every steps, each and every retention of the staff is another challenge. For a startup, paying the salary on the time, these all things were the like, but this all at the time passes, everything overcomes. The only thing is the determinations and the devotion towards your projects. If you're determined, like nothing is going to stop you. Like if you'll see, we have remembered the Rahat Indori Sahab, केचियों क्या हमें रोकेंगी उड़ने से, हम परों से नहीं हौसलों से उड़ा करते हैं. तो मतलब ये चीजें, the most important part is we should be first of all confident in ourselves, in our projects, in our, so everything is like, you should forget about everything. You should have the tunnel vision, the most important part people should have. And all youngsters should have the tunnel vision. Don't see whatever the people are doing. When we riding the horse, why horse are giving the this eyes a blocker of the eye? Because they should always see the straight forward. So see towards the goal. Goal is very important. You don't see what left right, many people will come to demotivate. And see, everyone see the challenges, but the real challenges faced by you, those who see, those who face, these are two different things. They cannot, you are, those who are facing, they are feeling is more important than the, like everyone have the vision, but everyone have the sight, but everyone doesn't have the vision. So those who feel, their vision ignites.
Right. And so this was a very beautiful compilation of all the challenges that you faced and what is important, what is not important while starting your own company. And may I ask you to now please throw some light on do's and don'ts for entrepreneurship from your own story, from your own experience.
See, first of all, I'll always tell them, everyone. I told you, like even in my previous questions and previous discussions, we can say, like first of all, feel this 4 month of your master
Mm.
is your life
Yes.
beginning in the new era. Don't forget your exam is going to end. The exam is going to begin, and
Yes.
if feel that exam is going to begin, everything will be solved. Everything will be solved. The primary thing, what I'll tell them, the most important belief. So the primary dues is always have the faith, not even belief, have the faith in yourself. You will do it. This is very important and a very practical part. If you'll see in the entrepreneurship, don't move yourself here, there, this project, that project. Many people will come initially to like, boss, let's partner together, bring the partner. Never bring the partnership in your company at your initial level. This is what I tell. Have as much you can stretch yourself, as much you can take the pain, you should take as
Mm.
much, because life have two parts, sorrow and joy. Everything life is based on Newton's third law. Each and everything is equal and opposite, and resultant is always a pleasure. So if you'll not feel pain, how you will differentiate between the pleasure of that pain?
Right.
So for differentiation, you should believe in your projects, and time pass. Nothing is constant except death in the life. So this is the basic fact of the life. So as much a struggle, that means they are making you harden, like vitrified. You can say it's a vitrification is done, and vitrification process is very warm. So be strong and don't see here there. Whatever your project, if you have the belief, you will conquer the world. So this is, and don't is never bring the partnership initially. Don't like spread yourself everywhere. Focus is very important. And the most important part, always have one mentor, because when challenges come, you should, because emotional nowadays, if you'll see, many incident people scattered sometimes. Have the strong mentorship. Even your friend, your spouse, your teacher, your cousins, your siblings, anyone, feel them, they are my mentor. You should always share your things with them. So this mentorship makes you socially, mentally, physically strong. This is what my experience, because I have started my journey before my master even. So everyone, Prabhu, you are just a graduate, how can I trust you with these all ideas? I'll tell you one very popular story. In 2010, 2010, I went to meet Dr. I should not name, many very reputed orthopedic surgeon in our country,
Okay.
very reputed. I went to them, and it was the project was one of the company in Mumbai. So I was the North India technical consultant head for that. So I took that project. That was for chondrocyte implantation, autologous chondrocyte implantation for cartilage regeneration. So those who are young patients, they got the sports injuries. So that disease called chondromalacia pateli, or full thickness articular cartilage damage. So I went to meet that, and that was Korean technology. I said, sir, this makes prevention from the knee replacement. So why should not use this and should try in some of the patient as a part of the clinical trial or clinical studies? They made me wait for 7 hours. I waited there 6.5 hours. I still remember. So they called me around 9:30. I waited till 4:30. He haven't met, and then said, Prabhu, let's meet day after tomorrow. I said, okay, I'll come day after tomorrow. I went again. I told them, I have explained them everything. He said, let me think over them. I came back. That project haven't run that centers. After 3 years, that doctor called me, Prabhu, I want to use that technology. I said, sir, now we already find our key opinion. I'm not going to work with you. And
Yeah.
today, those who have dropped our ideas, they all doctors are associated with our centers, and they all are performing the cases with us. And they all, those who have dropped, they are giving the major number of businesses with us.
Yes. Yes.
So
So yeah.
these all things you learn, like, nothing goes waste. Knowledge and contacts never goes waste.
Hmm. That's very true, and it's like you have to just be there, just stick yourself there to see the result for yourself. Like otherwise, if it would have been anybody else, they would have given up. If it was somebody else at your place on that day, where they first let you wait for like 7 hours, and then they said come day after tomorrow, many of them would have gotten frustrated and then just gave it up. But you did not and believed in self. So definitely for the students, this is a very important lesson. And Dr. Prabhu, there are a lot of students who are asking about medical tourism. This is a term that you used in the initial during the initial times of this webinar. So could you please tell what it is about, medical tourism?
See, medical tourism is nowadays, it's like a healthcare facilitation. Medical tourism is one of the career for even for students. It doesn't require any investment. First of all, initially you do not need to even make a proprietary company. You do not need to even make a proprietary company. If your business is around up to 10 lakhs rupees, after that you need to make the proprietary company after billing the 10 lakhs rupees, or even GST you require after 20 or 40 lakhs rupees. So even for initial things like, as an individual, you can go and partner, you can go and meet the marketing head or chief medical officer of any big hospital, and choose your area. Don't here and there, and then you can make of your creatives and all, and you can even just file a, let's say, more secure way without minimum, like 10,000 rupees you can invest. I think 10-15,000 investment, 10,000 15,000 is just a dinner in a good hotel. So like if you are making, like, make a brand, let's say you have made any brand, Technocell. Like Technocell, you file the trademark. You can choose making a brand, you can file like for if you are providing healthcare services, it's a class 44. Educational institution, class 41. For product brand is class 5. So class 44 you file the trademark, you protected your brand Technocell. Now through the trademark, you are mailing, you made your website, or without your website you make your Facebook page, Twitter page, LinkedIn page, these all are free. So you made your page, you have a started promotion. Then you go to the hospital. I'm just making you the process. Go meet the marketing head or the chief medical officer or the CEO. Tell them, sir, we have started this healthcare facilitation services or medical tourism services. I want to bring to your patient to your hospital that get treated. Give me the package for this disease. And now you make your markup, and either hospital have given, hospital will give you 20 to minimum is 25, major good hospital like Apollo, Fortis, Max, this all kind, 25, maximum it goes up to 35-40%. Now if you are bringing one liver transplant patient in any of the country, you brought them, so your role is giving the technical scientific information as well as tourism information to the patient on behalf of hospital. So you are then now they came to India. Even for the invitation of the visa invitation, you do not need to bother. You collect the passport copy from the patient, go to the mail to the hospital. Hospital will give the medical visa invite. They will get the medical visa. The your only is a part is intermediary part for counseling the both of the party. So then after that, once patient came, patient arrived, treatment done, and within 15 days you will get your this healthcare facilitation fees of the, and that how you will make your capital. And this is not a physical involvement at anywhere. No doubt you can make, you can engage you if you are choosing more career in that. You can tell them patient, you can add your venture for like pilgrimages travels. They came for treatment because they always come with the attendant. So you can take them Taj Mahal and any pilgrimages to the India for the separate package that is always yours. You can mark up your then you can have give the services for hotel if you partner with hotel. Then you can partner with some taxi services and airport pick and drop. So you get so many ways to make the money, and it never where the physical involvement of yours. You can study your MSc, PhD, and all blah blah blah, whatever you want to do. And this is a way. And if let's say liver transplant fee in India is around 30 lakhs rupees, for international patient is around 50 to 60 lakh rupees. If you are getting 30%, it's 18 lakh rupees from a single patient. Target one patient in a month or even one patient in a quarter, you'll get 70-72 lakhs rupees in a year. In a 2 year you can make the handsome amount of your initial capital for your post PhD entrepreneurship, post MSc entrepreneurship. And education age is not limit. I'm 37, still, and after settling of my company after 10 years, I have started a study again. So I never believe education have any age. And this time because my perception of education is totally different. Whatever, very interesting thing I'll tell you, like in nanomedicine class, I learned from Dr. Suresh Kalangi, and now we have started one project to making the one of the face mask for acne scar. and it's a liposome based, we have just coated with sodium ascorbate and this some of the glutathione, and that's just used as a face mask, clean your face, and that liposomal pore based delivery will deliver the vitamin C ascorbate, sodium ascorbate and glutathione. It will give the glow as well as the healing neocollagenesis to your skin. So this kind of ideology. So when you mature, when you see the industry, when you work in the industry, and after that when you come to the academics, your perception of the education is very different. You always think like a applied manner. You always try to fulfill between the gap and the gap between the academia and the industry. So that connecting dot is very important. And this is another innovation, like it should be like a disruptive innovations, you can say, because when we do the PhD, we always focus paper. You see, two paper is mandatory for PhD, do that should be. But the thing is that always think like, if the patent comes, can we do the commercialization with this or not? If we are not doing the lacking into the commercialization, that means that's a defeat of 5 years.
It's like there has to be a change in the mindset to be really successful in what you want to do. Because I've seen many people who pursue PhD, and while my friends too, I mean, there are a lot of the people who I know who only focus on publishing papers, and I think this is one of the main reasons that I just did not want myself to continue in that same atmosphere where the mindset is not about the growth or doing something valuable or commercialization rather than just publishing papers. So definitely there has to be a mindset shift. And if I may ask you, what are the skill sets that are required by a person to be an entrepreneur?
You see, it's again a very nice questions. The skill set, if you'll see, the most important is the decision making in the business. Any business is the very important. The primary should be your decision making capacity is very transparent, very thorough, and the most important is the attitude towards the team, because a single person cannot do everything. We require multicultural, multilingual people, and multitasking peoples initially. So these all things. So like handling the team is very important, because at initial level, the most of the challenge by young entrepreneur is the compatibility with the staff, because they all were in the a very young age, initial level of the hiring process, compatibility with the employee. So this sometimes psychological barrier in the progress, it happens sometimes, because handling is the team is a very much important things, and without team, never be no success, never be no success.
Right. And if I may ask, like, is there any experience that you should mandatorily require before you start your own company? Like, without experience, you may go wrong in 1,000 places. But if you have some experience, if you have a mentor, like you said, so having a mentor or having an experience, what is most required when you need to start your own company?
See, whenever I'll tell you, when my wife said, uh, "You always do the loss in your business. You you don't understand how to choose the associates or partner. You just say." So first of all, we should say no to everywhere, like wherever it required, because sometimes the clarity of the thought, clarity is very important. And the second most what we can say, like interpersonal communications also matters in that perspective.
Okay, interpersonal communication. That is what is most you think should solve most of your problems if you know how to communicate effectively. Yeah. And Dr. Prabhu, like, how do you manage? See, this is your first company, I guess, which you started on your own, right?
Yeah.
And so, how do you manage different aspects of startup? Like, when you're starting your own company, how do you look forward to legal aspects or financial aspects or handling a team or your own project? So, I know having a team, you just talked about having a team, but how do you like start that? Don't you feel scared of where you might go wrong, finding a legal person, finding a financial person? How do you even then pay them or anything like that? So could you please just would break that for us?
See, initially we work most of the things on the barter basis. The
Okay.
concept was the barter. It's everywhere,
Yeah.
because the way we have started some kind of disease and ailments in everyone the family. So let's try in your family, and that's how these things started. And my father-in-law is the good lawyer, so legal
Oh,
part was not a problem for me.
okay.
Apart from that, I took the help of my friends as well, definitely, because they help with their professional skills. Like some of my friend is chartered accountant, and also they help me with this. But initially, even those who are not coming, if you have started, you'll
Mhm.
find God shows the way. And apart from that, I'll add you one very good thing in your previous questions. like you know we do the MBA at certain stage of the time. If you'll see, if you'll do
Mhm.
the MBA at the very good institutions like Harvard or INSEAD or somewhere, the minimum fees goes around of the 2 year is around 80 lakhs rupees, 70-80 lakhs rupees. Even if we are making the loss in business at initial level, provided we have not taken the loan or not taken the investment from the family, we have
Right.
earned and put it into our business, this is the conditions. Then even if you are making loss, feel that you did the practical MBA, and this kind of practical exposure none of the institution is going to give.
Yes. Yes. No, that's completely true. Nothing can match your own experience of facing it and coming up with it. Definitely. And so we have like many kinds of students from different backgrounds here. Would you like to throw some light on alternative career options? Like if they want to leave academia and research in life sciences, or want to stick there, but they're scared to start their own company or anything. So what are the alternative career options in your mind that are coming right
See, alternate, I'll tell you more or less about this regenerative medicine aspects
now?
currently, because see, most of the science now we left the practice because biotechnology, hardcore biotechnology, we are not practicing. But as per most, even the stem cell and regenerative medicine, you should bear at least one techniques. You should be like not. We cannot say none of the people are expert in this growing science, but the thing is, technical satisfaction should be like initial basic exposure should be there, like either they are having the real time PCR or the flow cytometry, basic cell cultures, or like even they are doing some of the bioinformatics, then at least the basic technique like blast homology modeling, or either like algorithm basic things, this should be there. Some of the things like any basic one techniques, if they are knowing cell culture or the flow cytometry, real time PCR, or either some of the other molecular biology like gene cloning techniques, RDT, recombinant DNA. So definitely the most of the lab they consume, but most demanding in that flow cytometry, real time, and the cell culture is nowadays very much demanding. So any techniques and some of the immunotechniques definitely should be in that. So basics should be there. And apart from that, like many of the career alternatives, as in some of the previous questions I told you, not
Mm.
only many companies, many of the clinics nowadays are hiring.
Yes.
Clinical embryology is another good area because IVF centers have mushroomed across the globe.
Mhm, mhm.
So
Absolutely.
clinical embryology is a very good
Mm.
area because most of the IVF lab cannot run without that. Then transfusion medicine is one of the area because in transfusion medicines they always play with the blood component. So plasmapheresis, platelet component depletions. So these are another sectors where people hire all of the biotechnologists, and we lack there. We never target as a job opportunities there. Then hematologists, they hire this biotechnologist and immunology scientist because hematologists need these all plasma exchange and bone marrow transplant and cell cultured and immunotherapy. Immunotherapy
Right.
is another area nowadays coming, like dendritic cell vaccines are widely used in the most of the clinical centers where at least in hematology and medical oncology. So these area are coming day by day. So that's why, so these things, even the tissue engineering is another area, because tissue engineering, like many scaffold into the market, like non-healing ulcer, many cellular matrix are available like epigraph and others. So wound is another area, plastic surgery is another area, many adipose tissue based implant into the market nowadays
Right. Right.
is all.
Okay. Um, Dr. Prabhu, what are the different avenues within bio entrepreneurship that undergrads and grads can explore? Like, I hope you got my question. I hope I was clear with the aspects within bioentrepreneurship that these students can explore.
See, bioentrepreneurship, it's a very broad term. It's an umbrella,
Right.
bioentrepreneurship. Not only they should think about the, I told you, like we always thought along with the Homo sapiens, what's the need? First of all, categorize three aspects: need,
Mm-hmm.
necessary, and the pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
these three are the aspects of the life: need,
Mm-hmm.
necessity, and the pleasure. So which
Yes.
area you are aiming to work?
Mm-hmm.
And with these three areas they can aim whatever. So because pleasure is cosmetics, aesthetic, surgery, like aesthetics industry, many aesthetic devices to the delivery devices, therapeutic devices, diagnosis devices. So these all things, a small, see, even I'll tell, sometimes we lack on the bringing the technology fast, but at least attend some of the conference. This is, I always tell, like, the BTech, MTech, MSc, PhD, these all, they should attend the congress. They should visit the exhibition area, that exhibition area, because we always go and listen the talk and come back. No,
Yes.
whenever you go, primarily, even you are leaving that 3 4 talks, forget about that, because they are working on that. There is nothing novelty you are going to bring in that projects initially, because they are already presenting their working, whatever they are working. So go to the product, go to the exhibitions, see the product, what is the uniqueness, collect the brochures, discuss with them, because they are giving you the applied things, they are applying somewhere. So even if you are going, even you can initially bring the distributorship to your company. At least
Mm-hmm.
tell them, boss, do you have the presence in our state, our country, our district? Not. I'll market your products. Give me that. So this is the way. Bringing the technology is not only the innovation or discovery. Sometimes we should license. Sometimes we have to take the distributorship. And promoting this kind of technical products is not a sales and marketing. If you are educating through the technical and scientific information wherever the skill is required, none of the work is small.
Right, right. Absolutely. I totally agree with you, Dr. Prabhu. And like, how do you think the freshers can start their own journey? Like, what I know, internship opportunities are one, and then if they want to gain expertise in certain area, online courses and all these certificate courses are the one. But could you please guide us on how can these freshers, fresh undergrads or fresh grads, can start their own journey?
See, most of the times nowadays, even trend is shifting in industry, not
Mhm.
only due to of the cost, but because sometimes we always hires the fresher. Because the advantages with the fresher, you can make them learn anything. This is
Right.
the biggest advantage. So fresher, sometimes in whatever what happened in our mindset, we always target the established company, 20 years, 30 years, where there is the organized a process pipeline. It's difficult to enter the process, this fresher part. But always they should target the startup companies, because a startup company budget is low, the salary
Right.
budget is low. But a startup company, those who are starting, their idea is very innovating, because
Okay.
once they are startups, they are starting, they they are having some of the ideas, that's why they are starting. So the growth is equally, as much we can deliver, we will grow. So this kind of entrance for the fresher is better. They should also search the startup company, many LinkedIn, many platform is there.
Right. And with this, I would like to tell everybody that my own set of questions that I wanted to ask you, they are kind of already over. Now I'm going to project Dr. Prabhu some of the questions that audience has asked during the webinar in the chat box.
Yep.
Um, and with this, may I also give a prompt to the audience about filling the form for e-certificates that I'm posting now in the chat box. So please feel free to fill this and definitely let me know if you have any problem. And with this, sir, may I ask you the first question that one of the person asked? Usually, startups require lots of investment in terms of money. How does one obtain the necessary investment that is needed to start and continue with the startup? I know you mentioned about venture capitalists, but are there any other opportunities as well?
See, apart from the venture capitalist, many loan scheme is there also. like if they have the viable projects, MSME, MSME based this bank loan by the government scheme, 2 3 government schemes by some of the banks, they give the loan up to 2 crore rupees, and at the very minimal documentation, as well as there is no lending of the any of your house and any these things. They just give if your project is valuable, if you are showing the commercializations of that product, you will get that. And many of the DBT and other projects is also there, like uh, I forget the name, but they give around 35 40 to 50 lakhs rupees for in they runs into the twice in a year. And I'll send you, I think I forget the project name. um, the Sibri is there, Sibri is another, and another many this kind of project is also there. And apart from that, this bank loan, I'm 100% sure up to 2 crore rupees bank loan is also there.
Okay, for the startups.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
great. So the next question for
but
you,
they
sir,
can,
is
apart
yes,
from that, they cannot, they do not need to invest even. They can sometimes use the biotech park of the many states, like the incubator systems, in incubation systems,
right, right.
like there is already a central facilities. So you go and rent at a table, just rent a
Exactly.
office there. So you do not need to make the huge investment. Or even if you have the viable projects, many nursing home, many hospital, talk to their owner, propose your proposal, they will give you the space, they will give you the facility. Many universities are many university are having, all private universities, government, have the incubation center. Go and talk to
Yes.
directly, don't go to here there, go to directly talk to the dean or the HODs, or those who are right people. Selecting the right people is very important. Tell them, I have this project, kindly provide the opportunity, give the IP rights 5% 10% to them. This is how
Mm-hmm.
you will crack that. And this is the
Okay,
practical things without any investment. Initial level 5 years, you need all those things. Once
right.
you have established, you can part or continue, it depends on you.
Exactly. No, that's a wonderful answer that you provided, Dr. Prabhu. And there's another question for you. If we want to pursue PhD in stem cell, which are the best universities to apply, and what basic techniques we should acquire in stem cell field?
Many of the university from AIMS to IIT everywhere is nowadays, NCBS Bangalore have the huge department, JNCSR, IISc, TIFR. So majorly all, see, you do not need to go by the institution bias. I never believe in the kind of a big brand and all things. Search the name of the person, what they are doing exactly in stem cells. I don't believe in big banners. Banner is although small, but your project should be targeting the nature, cell, or science. So
No,
this
that's
kind
a
of thing.
yeah. That's a very valid point that you put forward, Dr. Prabhu. And I'm sorry for interrupting you. Uh, that you don't go behind big banners, and many people think that name is everything. If they have a degree or a course from that institute, it's everything. But yes, thank you for bringing that up. Yes, sir. And that is it. Um, I thank everybody who has taken out time to be a part of this webinar and made it a huge success. Thank you, Professor Redanna. Thank you, Dr. Kalangi, Dr. Prabhu Mishra, Dr.
Thank you.
Sharma, for everything that you have done to create this platform, FABA Academy, first of all, and to be here for this webinar. And see you next